Hi, I'm Seth Freudberg. I'm the Director of Options Training here at SMBU in Manhattan. I'm also the head trader of SMB's Options Trading Desk. This week I'd like to talk about a subject I think is critically important to really all traders, but certainly options traders, and that is the importance of finding your trading style and getting comfortable with your trading style. Everyone's different, and everyone's going to have a different trading style. Some people are very comfortable with risk. Other people are very risk averse. Other people, don't mind losing a lot for the occasional home run or grand slam. Other people get very bothered by losing a lot. They need to win a lot. They can't really tolerate lots of losses, even if they're small, compared to the size of the wins when they do win. These are all sort of stylistic issues with traders, and everyone is different. So you can't generalize, but the one generalization you can make is you've got to find your trading style or you will never be a successful trader. So I want to tell you a story about golf that illustrates the importance of this point. I'm probably the worst golfer in the world, but I enjoy playing golf, and I've played a fair amount. And about, 15 years ago or so, a friend of mine and I got together, and we hired a golf pro to go around the course with us, 18 holes, and basically take a look at every shot from every angle that you possibly could have in a round of golf. And in 18 holes, you're likely to see a lot of different things. And I remember it was a great experience, by the way. It's a great idea if you want to really learn from a top flight person about every shot on a golf course. In any event, so we were up on, the 6th or 7th green, and the gentleman, the pro who we were working with, was about to take a very long putt. And I said, wow, I guess your goal on this putt is to get within a couple feet of the hole and then, knock it in on the second stroke on the green. And he said, no, that's never, ever the way I think. Every time I am putting, I believe that I am going to get that ball in the hole. Every single time. I never think I'm going to miss a putt. And I was fascinated by that because I always think I'm going to miss a putt from a distance, whereas his mindset was he has a chance, he has a very good chance of making that putt no matter what the distance. And so I thought about that a lot, and I realized that is very predictive of success. That pro, by the way, was a very, very fine golfer and a very consistent golfer. And I believe that attitude translates into trading. Essentially, what he did was he found a way to look at the game of golf in which he walked into every putt as an optimist. And how does he do that? It's because he feels he's developed the skill level such that every putt is actually makeable. And so what is the meaning of this whole discussion as to trading? And I think it's critically important. For me, it took me about 4 years to get to the point where I felt that I had understood myself as an options trader. Now, that's a long time. And I paid a lot of tuition into the market to get to that point. But once having discovered a strategic style that worked for me, as I say, getting to that point took about 4 years. But once I got there, it changed everything for me because I became very, very consistent after that. And I believe my consistency came from the fact that every time I entered a trade, I believed I was going to win that trade. To this day, no matter how many trades I may have lost in any given period, I have the feeling that when I enter a trade, I'm going to make money on that trade and I'm going to win on that trade. That is my attitude going in with the trade. Now, how do you know you've gotten to the point where you have found your style and you have now settled into a comfort level with your style. And I would say the acid test is, how do you feel after a loss? In the old days, when I had not yet really settled on what my trading style was going to be, after a loss, that was a crisis for me. Oh my God, this strategy doesn't work. It's not coming out like the back tests said it would. I better come up with a new strategy. I start hopping around from one strategy to another. I start doubting whether I could ever make it as a trader and so forth. These kinds of thoughts are, I think, very injurious to your health as a trader, and may result from the fact that you haven't yet found yourself as a trader. These days, every time I lose on a trade, honestly, it does not have an effect on my underlying faith in my trading. I feel when I lose on a trade, it's because the market conditions were not conducive to winning on that trade. There's nothing wrong with the strategy I'm trading. It's simply the conditions in the market did not quite meet the conditions of that strategy. So perfectly viable strategies, winnable strategies, have periods where they will lose. Sometimes they will lose multiple times in a row. But does that mean the strategy is not valid, or does it mean statistically there are going to be certain periods of time where you're just not going to make money using a particular strategy in a particular market environment? So I don't have those thoughts really anymore. I don't have that self-doubt. I can lose on every trade I traded in a month and go right into the next trade that next month, that put on a series of trades and feel really good about my chances of winning in those trades. And that's because I have finally developed a style that I know works, that I know is consistent, and I am comfortable with it. And so that's a key. So my analogy here is, if you go on a green and you think no matter what the distance of the putt, you're going to hold that. You have a very, very good chance of holding that ball. Then think about it. Just logically, you're going to hit those long putts a lot more frequently than a person who just simply does not believe he can make that putt. And that is true in trading as well. My confidence as a trader, there's no question, helps me make the right decisions as a trader. If you have self-doubt, you may not pull the trigger on something that your experience and backtest and so forth would tell you clearly need to pull the trigger on. But if you're filled with self-doubt, then you start improvising, then you start going off your plan. Then you've gone off your plan, then you don't know what to do when the market doesn't do what you expected it to do. And everything gets all bollocksed up and you eventually close the trade at a loss. So the key to me, the key to being a successful trader, is to find out who you are as a trader. You normally will need a mentor to help you to get to that point. Some people can discover it on their own. Most people need a little bit of help in that process, and we actually do offer that service at SMB. So in conclusion, unless you enter a trade feeling comfortable that you're going to win, even on the heels of a loss in a previous month or in a previous week, if you're not going into that trade feeling absolutely comfortable that you will make money on that trade, that it is set up properly for you to make money, you probably are not going to make money. That's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. The way to feel comfortable going into every trade is to find yourself as a trader, to understand the strategies that you feel comfortable trading every month. Regardless of whether you are a person who likes to take risk, is risk averse, wants everything to be statistical as opposed to judgment oriented. Whatever is your style, that's the style you need to find. That's the style that you need to feel good about every time you go into a trading month. If you do feel that way, you found yourself, and I believe you're going to be a successful trader. If you haven't, you have to work to get to that point, most likely with a mentor, and there's plenty of good ones around. We offer that service here, but this is not intended to sell you on our mentoring services. It's intended to share with you our experience about how traders become consistently profitable. So I hope this helps you to think things through in terms of your own personal trading style, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.